Summer Funch, man. 2024 Summer Funch. I got the circle behind me. Yeah. Let's go, everyone. Let's go.
And most importantly, he's him.
I'm here, y'all.
He's here.
Yes. It's that time again. Sit back, relax, and let us take you home. We are two dudes, one pod.
Here we are in Hacienda at the Sunset Room, Casper Villa, along with Crypto Raids. I feel like we keep saying it's been some time, like we've been here, but this is like kind of it's been a while since we've had our normal formatted show. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So
a lot going on, man.
Yeah, man, a lot going on, experimenting with different things and stuff like that, but glad that we can kind of get back to our our normal structure and stuff.
Yeah. It was cool having lunch with Cappy.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
We had lunch with Cappy. That was nice of him, and talked a little business and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
Over at the Lazy Dog.
Yeah.
Got to meet the general manager and stuff, and who knows, maybe there might be some shows there in the future, maybe make some rapport.
And the best part of that was Cappy picked up the tab,
Cappy actually paid for something, and it wasn't that we didn't try to offer to pay,
Right.
Crypto right away busted out the card, and he's like,
busted out Bitcoin.
I got this. It's great to kind of link up with Cap, and
we put out a picture. And on the picture, it was after like they cleaned the table and stuff.
Yeah.
So in the comments, they were like, "Oh yeah, you guys didn't get nothing." Well, we had a full course meal.
Meal, very delicious.
I think that was the first time I saw Cappy all cleaned up and shaven.
Yes.
Moisturized
from the head to the toe.
He looked really good, man. I think I like him, without the facial.
Yeah, some people can rock the facialness, but he's a more clean cut kind of a guy, like Gary Sinise.
Since we're talking about Cappy right now, his whole going national on Tubi, Kaplan and Crew, and then him doing the Del Mar thing.
Yeah.
The more we get to know Cappy, he's got his hands in everything, dude.
That is very true. He likes to kind of play like, I don't know what's going on routine, but guys, he very much knows what's going on.
Business genius, man.
Business proactive, just a spectrum of different things that he's getting into, which we'll kind of touch on a little bit later with the cited content. But yeah, man.
And then it's Friday night. You can have dinner with Cappy and Morales, the Tequila Mandala pairing.
Oh, yes.
What is it at Flemings?
Flemings, correct.
Flemings. In LA Live around there. Mm-hmm. For a measly, I think it's a measly $165.
That's chump change, bro.
Cappy's worth it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure Cappy's paying that, right?
Yeah.
but it's like a full blown full course meal, and then they're gonna pair it with the Tequila Mandala with different foods and things like that. It's gonna be a cool thing to go to, man.
It's gonna be kind of hard for me to be patient enough to pair things, I guess, because I'm just but maybe I might play the bougie card and like swirl it around, and because I will say, oftentimes when they are drinking the Tequila Mandala, like it's a very good tequila, but they're just pounding that
and
shit.
They got the different flavors, right? So,
yeah, but they're just up there pouring and just enjoy the Mandala.
Yeah, but, there's some that are for sipping, right?
Right,
and
exactly.
Some that are to mix drinks, and so.
Quick little story. I remember my dad brought over his friend. They were getting ready to watch. It was the De La Hoya versus Julio Cesar Chavez fight. My dad busts out the cognac, like real old cognac that he had. Serves it to himself and gives it to his friend. Right away, boom, takes a shot. My dad just cursed like, "What the hell are you doing? That's $400 cognac. You just
right?
Oh, I'm sorry. You almost kicked him out of the house." I was like, "Dang, Dad, it's just alcohol, But hey, it's some that you got to enjoy.
There's wine drinkers. You got the fancy bottle wines. Then you got the box wine in the fridge.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
My mom likes the box wine.
Box wine isn't too bad.
You know, because it's a lot cheaper. You know, if you have a little wine every day, you know,
Right.
you do the box wine. You know,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Jumping over to a topic in regards to the softball game that is coming up in August 3rd.
August 3rd.
So not too far away. You want to go ahead and give us the details about
that? So
that?
it's a challenge. It's crazy because I did a post. I just did a simple post on X saying, you know, hey, you know, and this was actually Jorge's idea from, you know, the Travis and Slee Show, producer of the year, all that.
Ernest, you hear that?
Yeah. I mean, so he's all like, hey, fool, I still got the softball bug. You guys want to play us? And I'm like, play who? And he's all like, himself, DeAndre, let Parker play. And who else is playing? Funches, Carlo.
Carlo. Okay, so like the interns too and stuff like that.
kind of all these guys behind the scenes that for whatever reason they don't get to play because they got to do content. They got to do, and you know they were like, we want to play, you know, and you know they got to let. What happens is you can only put, you know, what is it, 9 on a team, 10 on a team if you're doing 4 in the outfield or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you know, and then they got their sponsors or. You know, to take care of, and they want to play, and they were pretty good, by the way. Those guys, ringers, man.
I know, man.
But so this was a chance to us do it again, and then get the Cotton Mafia together. So I put out a tweet, and dude, I think it's got over like 12,000 views. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. Like the simple tweet about softball, but then in the replies and comments, there's like over 30 people that want to play.
Yeah.
So
we're going to have a tryout, a legitimate tryout.
So that's going to be challenging, but it's Cot Mafia, some other folks. So people want to play and just have fun. So we did some scouting. I met George Saturday and we hit some fields. So the last one I showed, you can see it on the pod, was Snow Creek in Walnut.
Right.
It was a nice one, man.
Yes.
But Patrick, he hit me up with, you know, he checked out the website, and Patrick, he always helps me out. He's like goes and researches and stuff. And he said you have to be a resident of Walnut to be there. So if somebody's out there that's a resident, let us know. If a resident of Walnut, I think it says something, or surrounding municipal counties, and I don't know.
Oh, so just one person that like okay.
We got one person. They could be like the spokesperson in case, you know, somebody shows up and say, hey, where you guys from, man?
Right, exactly.
So, you know.
Okay.
But the other place which we could go is it's called Summit Ridge in Diamond Bar.
Diamond Bar, that's right.
And that one's a little bit more hidden. It's a nice field. I think it's got some nice dugouts. Mm-hmm. The dugouts in Snow Creek are closed.
Okay.
So, but the dugouts at Summit Ridge, that might be the place we end up going, and it's in Diamond Bar. And if they have the same rules, well, Patrick lives in Diamond Bar, so we should be okay. So, but we'll get that wrapped up this week, so nobody's confused. But a lot of people do want to come, and I like that a lot of people want to play because, you know, anytime you organize something, like half of people will drop off or they can't make it. So we should have more than enough players.
Oh, definitely. And there'll be food, right?
Yeah,
food and drinks and barbecuing and stuff like that. So yeah, everyone should just, even if just to come watch the game and press the flesh, man.
It's only for, you know, a couple hours. It's still a hop, skip, and a jump from the Sunset Room.
Yes.
So we can come out here during the day. You know, short day. You can still do stuff in the evening. It's not going to be an all-night thing or whatever. But the game's going to start at 12, play a few hours, pop over to the Sunset Room, and wrap it up.
There it is. All right. So the August 3rd at 12 p.m. roughly around that time. 12 p.m.
But
again, there'll be more details posted in the communities, giving you more updates, so you can have all the news and notes in terms of that day. But it's going to be a blast, man. Really
I can't wait. And I feel like we're going to have more players than we actually did for the ESPNLA event.
Yeah.
So, and I think that happened because a lot of people had FOMO, you know?
Right,
they were like, I wanted to go. I chickened out. You know what? I'm going to this one.
Right.
So
I feel like that's kind of the theme, right?
Yeah.
The initial, they're like, I don't want to do it. How fun does it look anyway? And then they see us and like, okay, I got to be out there. I got to play, you know, I got to be a part of the event, which is fine. We love that.
Like even Molly said she's going to come all the way out from San Diego. You know, the newly divorced Molly going to come out check out the
she's
game.
back
man.
on the field though, guys. She's
Yeah.
back in the
Literally
game.
that day.
Literally, she'll be literally and figuratively. So, but speaking of a competitive matchup, we had the USA Women's Olympic team take on the WNBA All-Stars. And Ray, wouldn't you know it, the WNBA All-Stars beat them. Not only beat them, they kind of dominated them.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because there was some controversy on why, some of these rookies didn't make the team. And
Right.
they said, well, they need to earn it first.
That these women are far more talented. They're more like experienced and all of that.
Yeah, and the game was competitive, man. It was such a good game. Mm-hmm. And like you say, when you watched it, you're like, wow. Basically, you had one Olympic team versus probably a future Olympic team, and they're just going to keep getting better. Mm-hmm.
And the thing that really had me impressed was, first and foremost, I like the format.
Right.
Like the Olympic team versus the All-Stars. I think that's a cool setup. Maybe I don't know if that's something that they could utilize in the NBA All-Star event, but I thought it was cool because what did it do? It created a natural competitiveness.
Right.
You had WNBA All-Stars. They're like, I deserve to be on that Olympic team, and they went out there and they balled, bro, and it was fun and
that's
engaging.
what's really going to happen, right? So these people that don't make the Olympic team, every time they have this game, they're going to feel slighted and want to prove why they should have made it. Mm-hmm. And so it's always going to be, I think, competitive.
Yeah, and you even had Cheryl Miller from the Olympics team saying like, "Oh, we just kind of came out here but we saw they were putting it to like, what do you mean? Like, it was kind of like, what? What did you think was gonna happen? Like, you just kind of like this was their showcase to be like, look, you got." All respect to Taurasi, she's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but nah, this is our time. This is our time to shine.
Yeah, and what was also cool is that we got to see like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark play together,
United, right?
But we've been hearing about all this drama the whole season, and then to see Angel Reese, or Caitlin Clark dish it to Angel Reese, and being a team, and then the nice things that Angel Reese had to say,
and vice versa, right?
Yep, and vice versa. So it's good to see, man.
And it also just debunks that whole media front that they've been trying to curate with Angel Reese the bad guy or Caitlin Clark the bad guy and vice versa. But no, it's like these two are very competitive. They're very talented. There's no, they have much respect for both. And it was great to see them put that on display. It's kind of like we talked about, like this is the ushering of a new generation of WNBA women.
Yeah.
And so they're like the face of it. So it was cool.
Yeah, it seemed to cool things off, and going forward, it'll be interesting the rest of the season if they're going to still play that villain thing.
Right.
But I think it probably cooled it off, and it was cool to see.
Mm-hmm. I first wanted to let the listeners know that Ray and I are going to be implementing more sided polls. It's something that not only do we find value in helping with our channel, but we also want to support Scott Kaplan and Cappy Cap and what he does, and because he's been such a tremendous support towards us and our channel. So we want to start to implement more of these poll questions. But a topic that kind of got me curious, and we can discuss a little bit. This is actually coming from the Sedano and Cap show. Sedano is on vacation and well deserved. So DeMarco Farr has been filling in, and the topic was which sport would be an easier transition, NFL players to the NBA or NBA players to the NFL. And so that's going to be a poll question that we're going to post. But Ray and I will kind of discuss a little bit about it. Just kind of going off from what DeMarco and Kaplan had a very strong belief that it's NFL, that NBA players transitioning to NFL would be a lot more challenging. DeAndre was the opposite. He felt that NBA or NFL going to NBA was a more challenging proposition. What do you think?
NFL going to NBA. NBA going to NFL. Yeah, I mean, I think NBA to NFL definitely much tougher, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they get the crap beat out of them on a daily basis, including practice and training camp.
Right.
I mean, they're not used to that. Yeah, they get roughed up, you know. I mean, NBA is a physical sport. Anybody that tells you it's not, they don't know. But NBA is a physical sport. But, man, I mean, the NFL season is brutal. I can see them saying, this is not what I thought it would be.
Right,
Like,
right.
I'm out, man.
Right.
I can totally see that happening.
Right. I like initially that was my thought too, because I mean the NFL is just, like football overall is just a far more physical sport than basketball.
Right.
Totally. But then the more I thought about it, because DeAndre from, you know, he's played basketball, so he thought the reason why he felt that transitioning from the NFL to NBA would be harder is because in the NBA, you are required to play both sides of the floor, like the conditioning aspects.
Right.
Like obviously the physicality is not going to be there as much, so that's not an aspect. If you're an NFL player going into the NBA, you're not going to have that kind of physicality. Like you're going to have to play in a certain method, a lot more tactical in a sense, more skill set. Football receivers or whatever, they can go from point A to point B just running without a ball, and you throw it and they catch it. They have to dribble the ball. There's like getting to point A to point B would be more of a challenge because they don't just have a free running lane. Like they have to have the ball in their hands at all time. I thought about who have been players that have transitioned from the NFL or from playing football to basketball, and right away Tony Gonzalez, right? Played at Cal Berkeley, football and basketball. But when he moved on, it was football because he was just far out legit in football. But his size, 6'5", in NFL, that's huge. 6'5" in the NBA, that's like a guard, basically. You know what I mean? So, like, I guess I would say that. Oh, real quick, Julius Peppers, you know, another Julius Thomas. You know, like there's been players who played both basketball and football collegiately, but they had to make that choice, and it seemed that they didn't go with basketball because they would just kind of be, not that they wouldn't be good, they would just kind of be a role player. But I do agree the physicality aspect.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know if a basketball player could make that transition, right?
All right, so let's start talking like basketball players. Like, who comes to who comes to mind right now? Like in the NBA, going to the NFL. Like everybody talks about LeBron James and his physique. Obviously not now at 40,
right?
But in his prime. I could see LeBron playing in the NFL.
I mean, and can you imagine? And he's 6'8".
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine this dude lining up as a tight end and like with the speed, the agility? Like it's just something that we just like. When you're 6'9" in the NFL, you're basically a lineman, right? Like you're an O-line. Like the O-line are like across the board are usually the tallest across. You just don't see players 6'6" or above that, you know, that can play that kind of skill position. But I think it's interesting. You know, I think it's interesting.
So it's weird because then you're saying, you know, we talk about GOATs all the time. You know, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. I can't see Michael Jordan in the NFL.
Right. I mean, he tried baseball, and that was, you know.
Yeah, that's a great example. There's different skill sets, right? Like, so another person that comes to mind is Terrell Owens. You know, I can see him playing in the NBA. You know, these guys, I think he plays basketball all the time, and I know he's pretty good. But, yeah, it's interesting when you start thinking of player by player who could have done it, you know?
Because there was a player, or Allen Iverson, way back in the day, was coveted as one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. The guy was like a #1 prospect, dude. and he's 6'1", right?
Right.
But he looked like a prototypical quarterback and just dominating. Goes into the pros. He's still a baller though, but
Right.
he was considered small in the
Right.
pro. But that guy was still, you know what I mean? I just like, I don't know if you remember Charlie Ward.
Yep.
Played for Florida State, won a Heisman, an actual Heisman. He played basketball, but that's what he switched over to was basketball, you know. And he was good basketball player, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a fun.
And those are the real athletes, huh?
Yes,
the ones
bro.
that you think it could probably play both. Like, wow, it's just like,
And that's
like
yeah.
I can't see Bo Jackson playing basketball, but he sure could play baseball and football.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, man.
Deion.
Deion Sanders. That's the thing, dude, is a lot of these players are like multi-sport stars. You know what I mean? And so it just comes down to like which one am I going to dedicate myself to? But no, I thought it was, of course, DeMarco and Kaplan, you know, like I have all the respect to DeMarco, never going to question his acumen on football. I mean, the guy's a world champion. But I thought he was very dismissive about like the challenges of being an NBA player. Like, oh, they're not physical enough. You know, give them a few moments in an NFL field and they'll be done. And which is, I agree. If you ain't never been hit before, you know,
Right, like
these
that.
guys, yeah, like that, like
Daily.
Yes, it's a totally different thing. I completely agree. But no, like. That will be a question that we're going to put up on a poll and get your guys' thoughts and what you think. I think it just spawns a lot of different discussions about sports athletes across the platform. Like what sports are the hardest, what sports are the easiest. But yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, you know, what's cool about the whole sided polls is like it gives us a chance. What's going to happen is that QR code takes you to our page. Like Sided created a page for Two Dudes One Pod. So when you fill out those polls, you're helping us because you're helping us, you're helping Cappy.
Exactly.
So it's a great thing. It's kind of an experiment right now, but we're looking forward to see where this takes us.
Mm-hmm. And as Ray mentioned, as he just alluded, we created a QR code that will essentially allow you to scan and it goes right to our channel. So you can tune into all our newest episode, oldest episode. And as he mentioned, also we have this Sided app and so forth. So you can, now you can start going into the Sided page, see content there, go to our channel, see our episodes coming up. So that way, every episode, the QR code will be posted. You just scan, boom, it takes you to all the things. It's something that we want to start utilizing. Just trying to adapt to the new wave of technology, Ray. The new wave of technology, you know.
Give it a try, and there will be some advertising on there. So
yeah,
that helps.
Exactly.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
Every little bit, my friend. Every little bit. So, hope that you all will tune in to that. But yeah, this is kind of just what we have on tap for today. Again, we'll keep you informed about the softball game, right?
Getting back in the groove, and I want to do a shout out to Casper. And I know you've all seen him, especially the regulars. When he does those, I call them breaking news, but I think he calls them short breaks. You know, little topics, and it's all produced very well. Those get a lot of views, man, and I know that's thanks to you guys, and that it's really helps the podcast. But man, Casper, those are pretty good, man.
Really appreciate it, brother. Really appreciate it.
We've had some of those get like 10,000 views, 12,000. And, you know, we're used to just, 20, 30 views. And to see views keep climbing, it's freaking awesome.
Man. You're just trying to give you guys a little bit something different, a little taste of everything, because we have a lot of interest in a lot of things. And I know it's very redundant. I know there's a lot of others that are doing the same stuff. But, I throw my little twist in there, throw my little flair.
Good,
and I'm going to be doing a lot more in terms of our community remotes and things like that, so it'll seem more tailored tailored to you as the listener.
Reaction, if something crazy is going on, I might call Casper might call me. Let's stream from home right now and do a quick little video and react to it. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on. It seems like we are living in a simulation, man, and that when you think the previous week is crazy, it's like every week it's a little crazier. Whether it's the sports world, political world, entertainment world, it's pretty wild out there. So
it is, man. I like every morning I'm up at like 5, just scouring the web, internet, looking and it's there. It's there. It's fun, bro. I'm glad we're in this. We're doing this, Ray. And again, we appreciate you guys so much. Like, it doesn't ever escape our thoughts just how valuable you are to this. I know it might sound cliche, a lot of radio people say it, but honestly, like, as we're experimenting through this, as we're going through this, like, y'all truly give us the motivation to like continue to do this, and we can't thank you enough.
Your feedback, your comments, your liking, your retweeting, everything all helps, man.
When Omar retweets and Raider Ruben or Jonathan, like, when I see that, man, it really gives me chills, guys. Like, honestly, like, I can't thank you. We can't thank you enough.
And speaking of Jonathan Watson, I see, Casper, you got a sports.
Podcast. Bro. Yeah, exactly. I can't. That's a good call right there. Yeah, man, just got this Jonathan Watson merchandise, sports for you guys. Hey, we always want to support y'all, like your endeavors and what you do to really building this community, and the merchandise that they got is off the chain, baby. So please contact Jonathan Watson, sports for you. They got a lot of great merchandise, and they're there to accompany and meet whatever you need. So shout out to Mr. Watson, brother. Keep grinding.
Cool.
Yeah, brother. This that goes for our show today. But again, stay tuned for the softball game. Keeping shit posted.
Right.
Alrighty. Circle out.